Hi, I'm Perry Williamson. We've been serving the Dublin Lawrence community for over 90 years here at Williamson's Bakery. We specialize in donuts, cakes, pies, cupcakes, cookies, birthday cakes. They're our business, not a hobby. And don't forget our large selection of cheese straws. For special orders, contact us on Facebook, Instagram, or better yet, just come get you some. When you stop by, be sure to try our all-new Pig in the Blankets. We have bacon, sausage, and chicken. We're located at 1634 Veterans Boulevard, Dublin, Georgia. For the hot, freshest donuts, come to Williamson's Bakery. We proudly support our area athletics.
If you didn't get what you wanted this Christmas, no worries. Just stop by Hometown Supply and let Glenn Register or any of his friendly staff help fill your wish list. With in-store financing available, you can get what you want. Set up a convenient payment plan that fits your budget with the help of Hometown Supply in downtown Dublin, making your wish list complete. And everyone at Hometown Supply would like to wish you a Happy New Year. Hometown Supply, downtown Dublin, across from the skyscraper. Everyone at Piggly Wiggly would like to thank you for helping make 2017 another great year. In 2017, Piggly Wiggly celebrated our 100th birthday. And as we bid a warm farewell to good old 17 and welcome a wonderful new year, we're committed to continued customer satisfaction in the year ahead. Happy New Year from everyone at Piggly Wiggly, downtown Dublin.
Wrap up the savings with our new selection of tassel necklaces. Come see our variety of bead bracelets with matching earrings. Right now, all 14 and 10 karat gold earrings are on sale. Save 25% off all pearl jewelry. And right now, all diamond jewelry is marked 25 to 50% off.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you into the studios of TV 35 today, and I'm proud to have with me Reverend Richard Sheffield and Miss Laura Irwin. And these two people are, in my opinion, and I'm sure many of yours, just pillars of the community, people who give so much to the cause of community, strong in diversity through years of effort. And Reverend Sheffield, if I may start with you, please, sir, now. We all have heard your name, seen you in the limelight, so to speak, so many times throughout the years, read about you in the newspaper, seen you on TV. You just seem to be an example of a gentleman. And first of all, I'd like to thank you for that on behalf of the community. When you get up in the morning, I'm sure you probably start your day with prayer.
Well, yes, absolutely. Before I get out on the road, I stop and pray. And acknowledge God's and my need for Him to lead me throughout the day, making my decisions and the activities that I participate in. So God is a very central part of my life, thinking.
Reverend Sheffield, I must just start with this conversation because of your exemplification of a good gentleman, Christian man in our community. But when did you find Christ?
Well, actually, I was here in Dublin. I had some friends who started going to church and who got what we used to call back then saved. And I kind of watched their lives, and I wind up with James Isaac. I don't know whether you remember James Isaac or
yes,
not,
sir.
but I went up to Dudley with him, and I thought I knew more about the Bible than he did. A lot of talking,
Yes.
And that same afternoon, Sunday afternoon, I'll never forget it, I wind up in Wabash Street Church of God, weeping, rejoicing that God had transformed my life, instantly. I don't remember what the pastor preached, but I went down to the altar. And I don't know how I got down to the altar, but I was at the altar crying out for God to transform my life and make me the kind of person that He wanted me to be.
And you've made that, when you made that decision to follow Christ, you stuck to it. You've exemplified a good Christian gentleman in our community. You've crossed all barriers. You've been a great example. And ladies and gentlemen, we're here to talk about a transformation that has helped millions and millions of people who've helped white, black, women. We're talking about the life of Martin Luther King Jr. here and the annual parade that's coming up. It's the 24th annual parade here in Dublin, Georgia. One of the largest in the state of Georgia, one of the largest in the nation, and we're proud of that. And we're proud of what these two people here and many others do to put this parade on. We're encouraging you to be a part of it, to support it again this year. Reverend Sheffield, usually we have Mr. James Holder here with us. He's a little under the weather, ladies and gentlemen. Lift up a prayer for him today. But I don't think he's missed a parade at all. He was instrumental in starting it. And you right there along, building our community, again, reaching out for diversity in our community, Reverend Sheffield. You've been on the Dublin City Board of Education for how many years?
20.
20 years. Congratulations, and thank you again. So you've seen a lot happen, a lot of people come and go.
Seen a lot of transformation in Dublin. And the way I look at it, Dublin is a special place, and we all have a responsibility to make it exactly what it should be, you know.
Yes.
And so I try to, you know, do my part. And I think we all have to do our part.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when people get selfish, Reverend Sheffield, as we as humans have a tendency to do sometimes, how do you pull them back into looking at things from a grounded, from a biblical, from a unselfish point of view? How would you encourage people in the community? Because you know it happens. As many meetings as you've been to over time, and one side says one thing and the other side says another thing. What's that come about? What can bring us together?
Well, one of the things that is always present in my mind and my thinking is that if I do not care who get the benefits,
Yes, sir.
God would bless, you know, me and those of us in this community to reach the stars, you know. But we can't become, you know, tied down on this person got the credit and I didn't get any credit, so I'm not going to participate anymore.
Yes.
And so that's kind of like, you know, the philosophy that kind of keeps me moving, you know.
Yes. All right. And so we look at that prime example in which we're here for today to remember Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. and the annual parade coming up in Dublin. We're going to give you a whole lot more information about it as we go, but that's the example. If we look at what happened in that day, if I may, and you all help me here, but you know, Reverend Martin Luther King put himself out there, was criticized, helped not only his race, which was being taken advantage of, but helped other races, helped poor white people, helped women, helped people of different nationalities who come to our country, who were in our country then, who were taken advantage of. And it was not only a race issue, but a class issue that Reverend King addressed so many times. Am I right on that?
You're right. Yes, absolutely.
So, Miss Irwin, you've been an example for us too as well. Now, you're very active through education, through you know, through your sorority. You give so much to education. You all give scholarships toward further education. How important is education in one's life?
Education is important in one's life because that person is able to help others to climb the ladder of success. And as Reverend Sheffield has said, don't be selfish. If you help one person, you have helped everyone, because each time a person gets stronger, that person can help someone else to get stronger. And there is no color on kindness. You see that all races, yes, there's one God. We all serve one God. We don't have many gods to serve. We have one God. We have one heaven, we have one hell. So why can't we live here as one group of people loving each other from time to time? Yeah, I mean all the time, not from time to time, but all the time. Yeah.
And you know, people try to look at it through time. We've kind of wrestled with it as a nation, no doubt about it.
Right.
And people have said, well, I don't see color. You do see color. I see color. I see differences. And that's what makes us strong.
That's right.
That's what makes us stronger.
Absolutely.
And when we help in the community, when we help people who need to further their education, their abilities, they need help in many areas of their life. We all need help.
Yes.
Then we help our entire community.
Yes,
And
we
again,
do.
Reverend Sheffield, that's what you've been an example of throughout the years in our community. You have wanted to help the least, and that helps everyone in our community.
That's right.
Thank you again. So we're moving forward, and we want to talk about the 24th annual Martin Luther King Jr. Parade. 24 years, ladies and gentlemen. What an accomplishment from that. And I remember it so well from Mr. James Holder of the cold, wet day of that first one. And the police chief called and said, are you going to go on with it? Yes, sir. We're going on with it. Cold and wet and rainy. Think about how it is these days, the coldest day we face and the wettest time. But people turned out.
Yes, people turned out. And that was carrying on the legacy of Dr. King. He did not turn back and just stop and sit down when things got rough. He kept going. He was an example to us.
Yes.
Keep going regardless of what the situation is. Go on with the mission. Don't stop.
Don't stop.
Don't stop. Go on with the mission.
So in 24 years, we've added numbers and numbers of people. We have exceptional bands, not only locally that perform for us, but Savannah State comes, Fort Valley. We have such a wonderful parade. Streets are lined with people, joyful and happy, and everything is peaceful. That's a wonderful day.
Thank you. Thank
That's
you.
a wonderful day. But let's talk about who we have this year as our Grand Marshal.
Our Grand Marshal this year, Miss Shanna Rooks. She is a Dublinite, graduated from Dublin High School as an honor graduate. That's in your arena, Reverend Sheffield. You can take on any time you get ready.
Are you familiar with Dr.?
Well, her mother, maybe it was her grandmother, Ann Rooks.
That's her mom.
Ann
her
Rooks.
mom.
And Ann Rooks was, she was a beautiful person. She made her great contribution toward the development of this community. And I guess her daughter just followed in her footsteps, you know. And so we're pleased to have her to come down and, you know, to help us in this great parade that we have established.
Ms. Rooks is the judge of the Superior Court of Clayton County.
So you describe her mother as a beautiful person. That's not a label you put on everyone. That's strong.
Yeah.
And sounds like the young lady that Dr. Rooks, judge, Superior Court judge, is the same type of person, one that we welcome back into our community, one that we look forward to interviewing and seeing her, socializing with her, and understanding her accomplishments, because we all need that example. Sometimes we get lost in the fact that, you know, we're in this school, we're just in this small town, we're in this, and we don't look at the big picture and the accomplishments of people who come from our community and how strong this community is. Dublin Lawrence County is a strong community.
Yes.
We have leaders all over the world.
Oh, yes.
We have people in higher echelons of leadership in law, in
Yes.
the medical field, in education, and so many other fields, engineering, that do great things for other people. But it all starts right here. And it all starts with working together. And that's what we're in celebration of after 24 years of the Martin Luther King Jr. Parade right here in Dublin, Georgia. What time will we start the parade?
The parade will start at 12 o'clock noon, and we are asking all of our participants to be in the lineup at 11 a.m. so we can get started on time. We start at 12 noon, and we want everybody in the lineup by 11 o'clock.
Now, people are people, and a lot of people will wait till the last minute.
Yes.
But we don't want you to wait till the last minute, okay? You'll accept entries, we'll accept entries at any time, but please go ahead and get in touch. Give us the numbers and to whom to get in touch with, please.
And we would like to also add, let our people know who our honorary marshal is.
Oh, okay.
He is Mr. Lemuel Brown, who is the president of the Macon-Bibb County SCLC chapter there in Macon. So we are looking forward to having him with us at the parade. Yes, sir.
Okay. And then again, to whom do they get in touch with, or how do they get in touch with someone in order to be in the parade? Do they call you, Ms. Irwin?
Yes, sir. They may call me, or they may call Mr. Holder. They may call Miss Nadine Hunt. They may call Miss Lily Hobbs. And on the parade entry form, we have that information. And we would love to share our theme with our people this year.
Yes, ma'am.
We think it's very appropriate. And the theme is, the hour is now to believe, to empower, to act. And as you were saying a while ago, our parade grows each year. So far, we have approximately 150 plus entries.
Wonderful.
And we still have them coming. We anticipate over 200 entries this year.
Hallelujah.
Yes, sir. And the parade does keep getting bigger and bigger each year. And it keeps getting better and better. And we want the public to know that we appreciate it. It would not be a parade without the public. That's who the parade is, our helpers. We couldn't have a parade.
Not at all.
We need people. And we like the participation, and we appreciate the participation because of the reason behind this parade. And that was the philosophy of Dr. King, who loved everybody, and he wanted everybody to be somebody. And that's what we promote.
So you be somebody this year and you get involved in the parade. You come and participate. You bring your family, your friends, your neighbors. You ask someone to come to the parade that you know won't attend. You get them, you bring them with you. And enjoy a wonderful day of unity in our community, because that's what it comes down to. That's what we look for. Reverend Sheffield, we kind of started off with talking about how when you don't try to say, well, what do I get out of something? That's when things really go well. That's when things prosper. You're not trying to get credit. So we want to encourage young people to get involved. And many young people in this day and time, and it's not, I don't think it's a lot different than it was years ago. I don't know. Young people are going to be young people. But you got to encourage them to become a part of things, and they will learn more about themselves, more about our America, more about our community, and becoming involved is wonderful. So encourage them to become involved with the Martin Luther King Jr. Parade and Black History.
Yes.
Okay, so in looking ahead, we want to invite you to come down now. As always, TV 35 will be there to cover the parade, to film it in its entirety and share it. And the tens of thousands of people that watch the parade, that look at it online through our broadcast at TV 35, whether it be through our YouTube or through Facebook or what have you, they watch it it's incredible. 30, 40, it's just grown over the years. Thousands and thousands of people that watch our parade. So you want to be a part of it. You want to be in that parade. You want people to see that you care enough to be a part of the Martin Luther King Jr. Parade right here in Dublin, Georgia. Make it a difference, not only in our community, but throughout the world. Again, with leadership that starts here in education, starts here in our churches, starts here in our community as we walk the streets. and encourage young people to make a difference, to be that different person, to reach out and to help others. And again, you recognize a great example.
Yeah.
And you can't compare anyone to our Lord and Savior, but you can.
Yeah.
And we're supposed to set that plumb line, to set that level, and see how people measure up.
Right.
So that's why we recognize Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. here in our community. And people like you two who put of yourself into it. And there's so many people behind you. I say behind you, but as part of the group who work.
Absolutely.
Not everyone would fit on the set here today if we started
That's
to try to
right.
get everyone in.
That's
So
right.
these two have taken of their time to come and encourage you to be a part of this wonderful parade. Other things we may want to point out at this time, do you think of more? Again, we reiterate that 12 noon start time. Go ahead and get in touch with those names. That information we have there for you on the screen as far as to whom to get in touch with to be a part of the Martin Luther King Jr. Parade, 24 years strong.
We do have some other information that we would like to share with our audience. This year, we have some new rules in effect, and this comes from the City of Dublin. Please do not throw candy from cars. Safety is our #1 priority. And it will cut down on litter being left in the streets. And we are asking that no vendors set up, please.
Okay. So it'll be a little bit different twist. Can't throw candy out the car. I know a couple of children are going to be upset about that one, but you'll have to get them a bag of candy and come on along there.
Absolutely.
It'll be all right. And we'll keep the focus on what the focus should be, and it's a day of celebration.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thank you two for joining us today.
Well, thank you.
And we thank you for
Appreciate
having
you.
us today.
Thank you for joining us. Look forward to seeing you at the 24th Annual Martin Luther King Jr. Parade.
And we would like to say thank you for your participation for the past 23 years. And we hope that you will support us in the years to come.
When this last storm came through, I think it was Sandy, we were out for 7 or 8 days, and we were the only ones with power. When the power goes out, there's probably about a 6 or 8 second delay, and then we get a staged recovery. It takes less than a minute, but everything's on within a minute. The furnace is running, the lights are on, the TV's on, the washer, the dryer, the oven, everything. To me, this generator has paid for itself several times. If I lost power right now, these pipes could very easily freeze in probably a day or two, and that would cause significant damage. And maybe insurance would cover it once, but I really don't want to go through having my walls torn out and the pipes replaced. My family's going to be safe and secure in my house because of this generator. That gives you that feeling of security that, to me, is priceless.
Would you like the peace and security starting today? Then call the City of Dublin Natural Gas. The City of Dublin Natural Gas, the smart choice. Get your City of Dublin appliances installed today with just one call. Call Middle Georgia Mechanical at 275-4530. Big rebates and 0% for 60 months, and we'll just add it to your City of Dublin gas bill. Middle Georgia Mechanical.
Hi, I'm Anna Grace with Myers Equipment and Supply, your dealer for the complete line of Can-Am side-by-sides and ATV products. For hunting, farming, or riding the trails, Can-Am has the models you need. If you choose the Can-Am Defender side-by-side, which is engineered to maximize a hard day's work on the farm or on a hunt, Defenders offer 20% more torque than its rivals. You can carry 1,000 pounds of payload or tow 2,000 pounds of cargo. You will appreciate Can-Am's precision engineering and industry-leading performance. Come into Myers Equipment today and see the full line of Can-Am ATVs and side-by-sides. Can-Am, the ride says it all.
So I'm Will, and this is my wife, Babs, and I grew up in Dublin. And Babs and I met at the University of Georgia when we were in college. After dating a while, we got married, moved off to North Carolina for seminary, and then towards the end of seminary, we got a call from First Baptist, and there was opening for a youth ministry position.
We had found a house before we moved down to Dublin. The day we were supposed to move to Dublin, we found out that that house wasn't going to work out.
So we called up Susan and the team and just asked, where do we begin? Where do we start? You know, what do we need to do to make this move forward?
They were very patient with us and trying to find, with our new salaries, a house and working with us to get those numbers correct so that we could purchase the house that we're in now. So they helped us not only once, but twice through the whole process. So.
We had questions and we didn't know really who to ask, and so we really just directed all of them to Morris Bank, and we would ask Susan or we would speak with one of her teammates, and whether it was something that they were supposed to know or answer, they usually always helped or would find the answer for us. And so it really just made the process, you know, very easy and reassured us that they knew what they were doing even though we had no idea what we were doing, and that it was just a very smooth process. Just walking through the door the first time, just imagining that our family was going to get started there. It was just a really exciting time to think about all the possibilities because of a home, and that we could share that with friends and family.